Episode number 8 begins on planet Elter, which has a resemblance to Greece, and we can notice the large size of Lord Zed's castle. Inside this castle we can see that Scrozzle is creating some connections with Lord Zed's throne, which will be very important later on. At that moment, Bajillia arrives to give bad news to Lord Zed that the Rangers destroyed the force field that stopped the Zords and managed to free all the prisoners. He also tells him that he can't find his daughter, and apparently, he's more concerned about what the press will say about everything that's going on. Lord Zed tells him that Scrozzle gave him an idea of how to use the energy of the Morphin Masters, so after this he will be unstoppable, and that's why he doesn't care about what is happening on Earth. Despite this, Bajillia says that the GPS on his daughter's cell phone indicates that she is on Earth, so he must go save her, although, first, he says he must go save his reputation. On Earth, Zyto tries to read Squillia's mind to find out what Lord Zed is up to, but then they realize that she is an empty-brained fool who only thought about buying things. The other Rangers arrive at the base after freeing prisoners from other countries and manage to find out that if they break Ollie's statue, then they will manage to disconnect him from Zed's spell. At that point, they get a video call from Billy to inform them that the mighty Morphins managed to free the prisoners from Angel Grove prison, and for a moment he mentions Zack. Plus, we also get to see Alpha. Then, Ian goes to his cafeteria to organize some things and finds Mucus and Slither, both of whom were in human form. Slither can transform into anyone, but Mucus transformed into human because of an artifact that doesn't allow him to be a monster again. They both transformed into humans to start a circus, and now Lord Zed's soldiers destroyed that circus they had created. Ian realizes that they are no longer villains, so he takes them to the base as he has a plan to help the Rangers stop Lord Zed. Despite this, the other Rangers think it's a lousy idea as they don't trust them and tell Ian that he's gone crazy. The Rangers manage to read Mucus and Slither's minds and realize that they have actually changed, so they accept the mission. On the villain's ship, Bajillia manages to learn the exact location of her daughter, so now she heads there. At the base, the Rangers are planning the spy's new mission, and that is that Slither can transform into whoever he wants to be, but Mucus cannot transform into a monster again. Because of this, she feels sad as she doesn't want Slither to go alone, and she feels that that human body is not her real body. Then, Zyto says that no one should feel that they are in the wrong body, which has caused a lot of controversy among some fans as it is an obvious message, and some did not agree with them presenting this kind of situation in a series for a children's audience. After this, Zyto uses magic again to make the artifact disappear and Mucus becomes a monster again. Again, this leaves Zyto so weak that he faints, and at that very moment the Rangers discover that Bajillia has arrived in her ship. Because of this, Amelia, Izzy, and Fern leave to take care of the enemy ship, and the other Rangers will stay at the base, so they don't release Squillia. This is a great girl power moment again, and the three combine the Zords to stop two giant monsters. Despite this, Bajillia manages to reach the base, so Javi and Ian transform to start the fight and stop this villain from taking their daughter. In this battle, Mucus, Slither, and Tariq are helping the Rangers, which is a bit ironic since they were the main villains in the previous seasons. Bajillia manages to free her daughter, and meanwhile, the Rangers continue to battle the giant monster. Javi asks the Rangers for help, so they rush to destroy the two giant monsters in order to stop Bajillia. Then Squillia throws black ink at Javi and Ian so they can't see, but at that moment the girls arrive to help them. At that moment, a very epic scene begins. All the Rangers use their weapons to create a very powerful attack, and then Amelia gives the final attack that blows up both villains. This was my favorite part of the whole episode, and we got to see all the weapons in action and the different colors each one has. Then we get to see Slither transform into Squillia in order to trick Lord Zed, and Mucus goes along with him saying that she is his lawyer. The Rangers teleport to the command center, and at the end we can see that a tentacle was left alive. For some reason this scene reminds me a lot of the Tremors movie, in which we could also see similar tentacles. On the villain's ship, Slither, who is now Squillia, begins to cry over the loss of her supposed mother, but this doesn't matter to Lord Zed as his plans can go on without her. Squillia also takes the opportunity to introduce Mucus as her lawyer, and even though the other monsters have doubts, they still believe her silly story. At the command center, the Rangers begin to have suspicions about what is happening to Zyto, as they think he is sleeping for too long and think something strange must be going on. Ian and Solon try to make some excuses, but the other Rangers do not believe anything they say. At that moment, Zyto wakes up and hides to listen to everything his companions are saying. Because of this, he realizes that he must tell them the truth, and that he has also put Ian and Solon in an awkward position. Zyto takes this moment to tell the truth to all the Rangers and confesses to them that the Morphin Masters used their magic to bring him back, so now he can use some of that magic to help people. The problem with this is that magic isn't going to last very long, and this means that Zyto isn't going to last very long either. Then he also confesses that he only has a little more magic left before returning to the grid, and that sentence confirms that when a Ranger dies, he joins the Morphin grid. Zyto also takes the moment to apologize to Ian and Solon for putting them in an awkward position by asking him to lie. Now all the Rangers hug Zyto to show support and tell him that they will solve this together. At Lord Zed's castle, the Mucus and Slither spies have found the statue and also the power of the Morphin Masters. They then proceed to place a bomb on the statue, but because of this an alarm begins to sound, and so Lord Zed arrives along with Ollie and some sentries. Despite this, the bomb explodes, and the statue is blown to pieces. Without the statue to create a grid connection, Ollie loses his transformation and at the same time disconnects from Lord Zed's spell. Despite this, he continues to pretend to be a villain so as not to arouse suspicion and to look for the right moment. Lord Zed is very angry because he thinks that Squillia is a traitor, so he launches an attack on her, but this only succeeds in making Slither return to his normal body, and Mucus is almost impossible to destroy. Lord Zed raises his staff to destroy them, but Ollie stops him and tells him that destroying them is too easy for them. What they need is to suffer for having betrayed the Emperor.